Hmm. Intro. Well, the way I do it, I don't know if you can do it any other way, but the way I do it is I do everything through YouTube first. You start you schedule a stream on YouTube. Thanks, Steve. And then what? Yeah.
Thanks.
Who? Oh no, no, I know who he was talking to.
It does. I see it.
Uh, yo, yo,
Yo.
yo, yo.
What up?
No problem. No, I said no problem. It's for the people.
Yep, Colin Moriarty. I watched the full thing, and bro, it was painful. It was painful to watch. Um, and he sounded like it was weird, because I've been in a group chat with Hassan for about 3 months before I left. And we'd spoke a few times over the mic, and he just he seemed what people can't hear.
I check. So hold on.
They can't hear you, bro. They can't hear you. I can hear me, but can't hear you. Um, so what you need to do is you need to go to check your OBS settings and look in the volume bars in the middle bottom of the screen. Make sure that your
That's
Right. So
complete.
go to all you have to do then, bro, is go to audio settings, and yeah, I might need to turn. I'm gonna quickly turn my PC on so that I can walk you through it. Bear with us,
Or
guys. If you can
my
hear
bad.
me, um, go on, King Thrash. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna just tell him right click, I think, where whatever brings the menu down, and then go to I think properties. Um, and it's or whatever one asks you to choose your mic. Whatever it says that you're at right now, um, click to anything else and then go back to it because that's what makes some time.
Yeah. The so the bar that isn't moving, the bar that you want to move, mic aux. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure that it's not on red, that the speaker is that the volume's actually on. If the speaker's crossed out and red, that means that it's muted. So make sure that it's okay. Now click the cog button on that volume bar. See the cog wheel? Yeah. Click that and click on properties. Just device. Yeah, just properties, and you'll see device. So the device should be your microphone, and if not, change it to your microphone, or change it so that it's not your microphone. Then click OK. Then change it back to your microphone. No, you've clicked the wrong thing, bro. So so no, on mic aux, make sure that you've clicked mic aux and not media source. Yeah, mic aux, properties, device. Yeah. Um, to your speakers. There we go. It's back to normal. You're still muted. Yeah. Um. So you on the volume bar, it's definitely mic aux that you've got set to your microphone. Yeah. It's not. It's not desktop audio. It's not media source. Right. No, they're your
Microphone.
speakers. Don't use your speakers. Use your headphone.
No, it
You
says
use
it.
your mic.
No, that is my mic. HyperX.
All right. Cool.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Now I think people can hear me and shit. Hey, hold on.
Oh, great. Yeah, people can hear you now. Buzzing.
What up?
All right. Fuck it. I'm gonna have to do
Fixed.
that intro all over again. All right. Fucking shit, man. All right. What's up, motherfuckers? What's up to the Gaming Despair podcast? Your friendly neighborhood asshole. All right. So I'm sorry I had to redo that shit, but we got some topics, just a few topics that we wanted to cover, or that I wanted to cover specifically with the panel members, because I never got a chance to talk to everybody else about it. It was Hassan versus not Hassan versus. It was Hasan Karaman, and
Karma.
Haruman. Yeah.
Colin Moriarty. One thing that I found strange about the whole thing was the camera angle that Hasan had, and the answers that he was giving, and not just the answers itself, but the fact that it was only 30,000, even though he was working with supposedly 2 studios that are like $1 million budgets, and what's it called? He said that they were lenient towards him, but there was other strange things about it too, right? Like the room that he was in, there was only one light bulb. You can see nothing in the background, right? Which was kind of crazy to me, if you really ask me. It just looked like he found a World War bunker, and then he was just chilling out there like he found it or some shit. So I don't know where the fuck he was like streaming this shit at, but yeah, man, it was some. It was embarrassing to watch and kind of humiliating. Like I felt bad for the guy, but at the same time, like there was some kind of strange feeling to it, like the whole interview. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Sorry, I had to fucking start this shit all over again. Go ahead, whoever wants to go next.
Sorry, mate. I had to just quickly leave to log into my PC so that I could use my proper mic. So I missed that. I missed the question. What was the question about Karaman?
Oh no, what I was saying was like, how the whole interview went primarily. You know what I'm saying, and how
It was
strange the
bizarre, man.
background was.
Basically talking about Blue Box Studio interview with Colin Mayate.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking abysmal.
Yeah,
he's the expert. He's the expert of saying an awful lot but saying nothing at all. Like everything that he said,
So it seems
never answered any of the questions that Colin asked him. And Colin, hats off to him. He was patient as fuck.
Oh yeah,
really
for real,
patient.
right? And then you could see him too. He was making some kind of strange faces. He's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" You know what I'm saying? And it was weird because it looked like Hasan believed everything he was saying, and someone was in the background like, "The fuck," you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Bruh. I don't know. I've seen little bits and pieces of it. You know what I'm saying? I've been too busy, but I saw bits and pieces of it. And from what I saw, I'm just in the same place that I was before. This guy is just an actor, and covered for something bigger. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody's going to give you money. You put $30,000 into a game. You have no background in gaming. All your games that you try to put out have all been either sold off to somebody else or didn't get completed. But now 2 multi-million-dollar companies are investing in you millions of dollars for absolutely no reason at all. It makes no sense. And then on top of that, Sony, people don't understand how hard it is to get into Sony's store by itself. Just period. Just very extremely hard to get into Sony's store, let alone get like put on ad. Let alone you're making an app. Like you're making a fucking app to have a game run in a live demo. And that live demo is supposed to consist of shit like when they have the demo, you can watch it on your PlayStation 5 with your controller in your hand, and you'll be able to feel the haptics as the trailer is going. So there's just a lot going on to it. You got Shuhei Yoshida like retweeting it and talking about it. You got Kojima saying little shit that makes it seem like they're combined. You got them saying, there's just so much to it, and a lot of it is bullshit. And you can tell a lot of it is bullshit. It's just that when it comes to money, that's why money is the question that he fumbles over a lot. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And isn't it true that Kojima even ended up making fake studios as well? Kind of like his own way of kind of just doing things, like kind of marketing his games out. So it's I don't even know, man. I don't even know what to think sometimes. I'm just like, man, this shit looks fake. But then again, at the same time, it's like, what if...
It's really hard to keep up with this abandoned game when there's like so much information around it, and we still haven't seen much of it at all. It's just like one big hodgepodge of just like information that we don't really know what to do with.
Yeah, and I like, when you think about it, like, when was the abandoned trailer first launched or showcased or whatever the fuck it was?
Sometime last year.
It was the first time Abandoned was teased was like a year before the clusterfuck. There were screenshots of a brick wall and in a dark room, and then a little later down the line, screenshots were revealed of trees. There was like a brief trailer of like trees walking through a forest. The clusterfuck started happening when people exposed that it was just an asset flip of Unreal Engine 4 asset pack, Woodland asset pack, and then they teased S and R, S and H, or S and L, sorry, and people said Silent Hill, but he said he meant survival, the survival genre, not Silent Hill. And because around the same time Hideo Kojima was teasing Silent Hill, he wouldn't shut up about it. I think it just all kind of people assumed Hasan had a connection to Kojima, but then there was loads of weird ass coincidences. Like, I mean, even Hasan's trophy count was the exact same number as the numbered advertisement of Silent Hill 2 on a specific game trailer, like YouTube trailer number 1274, something like that, and Hassan's trophy count was 1274. There was weird
Do you believe that
kind of
was a coincidence? Because I don't.
so this is my view. I was asked because I was in a group chat with Hassan for a while. I was asked by I won't say his name, but he's a journalist he's writing a piece on it, and he's doing a bit of investigatory work on it all. And he interviewed me, and he asked me for my total summary of the whole thing. And this is what I put. I just put, honestly, I think the whole game should be treated as non-existent until an actual trailer releases. That's certainly what I'm doing. I have zero expectations or hype. However, I do want to address all the conspiracy theorists who really have only themselves to blame for the outrage they felt. I'm talking about those who are truly outraged by everything. Because many times Hassan has stated he's in no way, shape, or form affiliated with Kojima, that he's not a simulation AI. Yes, those theories do actually exist. And that he's just a small studio working on an ambitious game. People connected dots to Kojima because at the same time as Hassan teasing survival game with the letters L in a tweet, Kojima was and still is teasing Silent Hill. Hassan is as much a victim of his own terrible timing.
You butted.
Sorry.
Hassan, you sound fine to me.
Hassan is as much a victim of his own terrible timing as he is ambiguous. He hasn't done himself any favors, but I do think it's unfair to attribute all the currently unfulfilled hype to him. I made many tweets pointing out uncanny coincidences between him and Kojima, but I cannot blame him for those coincidences. But many have. Twitter logic and outrage for you. I'm also certain Kojima is not involved, despite all the conspiracies claiming he is. Kojima would not put himself in a position where he's part of such a PR clusterfuck and continue to double down on it. And nor would he use depression as some sort of act. Hassan and the team faced a lot of abuse, understandably, because of the bullshit that they performed. And in an article, Hassan made clear it's had an impact on his mental health. If this were an act of Hideo Kojima, I'd say he's far from the crazy but classy genius that I regard Kojima to be. And having spoken with him a number of times in depth, I just think Hassan is either an aspiring dev who's yet to stick a landing or a prolific liar who enjoys bad PR. I'm leaning more towards the former than the latter, but I refuse to speculate anymore about this game.
Where is PlayStation and all of this? How can this slip through PlayStation crack? And to make it even worse, how can someone like Shuei Ishida literally retweet this shit?
Well, to be honest, I'm not doubting King Thrash for a second. I don't know how it works, but I have heard other people say that all it takes is a fee that you pay PlayStation, and you're able to get the license to put your game on their store. They could have just completely bullshitted their way faked it till they maked it. Said, "Look, we've got a game ready." They said that to us many times, didn't they? Hasan said that to us loads of times. He said to me that on my birthday, January the 7th, I would play Abandoned. That I would be able to play it via share play with my own hands, and nothing happened. So he's many times said we're it's almost ready. It's almost ready. He could have said that to PlayStation. He could have bullshitted his way to getting his game on. Paid the fee that was necessary, and got his game on the PlayStation Store or his app rather. And Shu, I'm not expecting in as incredible as he is. The guy's a freaking oracle. I understand that, but Shu, I'm not expecting Shu to Yoshida to know every single freaking game that releases on the PlayStation Store. I'm not expecting him to have full knowledge of every team, of every game, third party, and definitely first party, but certainly not third party of every game and every indie dev. Even though that his job is specialized in the indie department, I don't expect him to have knowledge of everyone. And he did tweet like that he's clueless. He put a kind of like a face, like a clueless face emoji when somebody asked him who are Blue Point, but people thought he was trolling and teasing. He may still be. It may be Kojima. I may just not have a freaking
that's where
clue.
It gets confusing, right?
But why would Kojima use depression as a front through Hasan to kind of cover up his act? I don't think Kojima would do that. He's too classy for that shit.
Yeah.
He trolls, but he trolls intelligently. This isn't trolling. This is just a guy who seems like he's off his head on acid.
Well, if you look at it too, though, I mean, with the Moby Dick thing, Kojima was acting like he was some injured guy. You know what I'm saying? His face got messed up. It was a whole story behind that. He went to different
Good point.
spots to do interviews. He hired somebody. He hired an actor to be the guy from Moby Dick Studios. To go talk to what's the guy Geoff Keighley on his show, and I think he went to a couple of other shows, talking to them about this game Phantom Pain, which turned out to be Metal Gear. You know what I'm saying? I don't think too far. I don't think there's a such thing as too far, because gamers got short-term memories on everything. Don't give a fuck about no feelings. Once that game come out, if it look good enough, people are going to forget everything that happened. But I also would say, like, especially with the Shuhei thing, is that it's not just the fee of getting into the store. Sony has to see something in your game to advertise it. Not every game gets advertising. This game got a whole app plus advertising. Like, literally, it's in the Discover.
On the official PlayStation site, though, on PlayStation's Twitter account, did it get advertising, or was it just Bluepoint that advertised their own game?
In PlayStation Store. I'm talking about, like, literally on the front page of your PS5 for about 2-3 months, they had Abandoned down there. That shit is not easy to get. Sony has to see something in your shit for them to give you. You don't remember them having that? They had that lady.
They were on the front page of the PS Store.
The front page.
I checked a few days ago, and it's still on the store.
Yeah, let me watch. Let me see the watch. And they updated it too. Like these people updated. Shit. I don't know how many times. Watch. When you go to what's it called?
I thought I had to search up Abandoned to find the app.
It was on Explorer. It was on the front page of Explorer. I think you can actually go down and side scroll to Abandoned. It was in their actual shit. That shit costs. Like right now, today, you got Grand Theft Auto, right? Godfall Ultimate, Wild Mustangs, Lost in Random, and 2K, right? Those are all games made by giant publishers. It said Wild Mustang. No, that's Rocket League. So Rocket League is already giant for them, especially. They're the ones that made Rocket League. So you got EA next to Rocket League, next to their own shit with Share Factory, next to 2K. And they had Abandoned next to that. You know what I'm saying? Next to Godfall, fucking Grand Theft Auto. They had Abandoned next to these things on the top page. So the page that when you boot your shit up, it's automatically on Explorer. And Abandoned was one of the first things you saw. That's not just something. They have to see something in your product, bro. There has to be. And on top of that, There's absolutely no way that Shuhei Yoshida doesn't know what abandon is because you can't get
Exactly.
into the store without showing them what your game is. You can't. You can't get into the store, have an app, have it on your explore section without these people. Because this is their money. This is you got to understand this. This is how Xbox and PlayStation makes money off of developers from the value of their own storefront. Kind of like the difference between having a store in the mall and display something and then having a store in a fucking liquor store or going to Target and having a Coca-Cola display is way different than going to a liquor store and having a Coca-Cola display because more people are going to go to Target and more you're going to sell more at Target than you are at a liquor store. It's the same thing here with the storefronts here. You have to pay for this space, not just to be in the store. You got to pay to be in the store because that's what they want. That's the down payment. But you also have to pay or they have to see something in your shit that'll help gamers come to the store and buy shit. So they got to know what that product is. And they have to know what abandon is. There's no ifs, ands, or maybes about it. You can't walk into Sony's, the most popular gaming store in gaming. You can't walk in there and make front page without showing them a single thing.
And
It's just impossible.
Yeah.
and
I think
how much is
they're based on
the
what
oh my
they
bad, go ahead,
announce.
Dre. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Go ahead, my fault. Go ahead. I was
Like
going too long.
what's the down payment for like being on a store? I think it's like 10 or 20 grand or something like that.
Grand. I think the guy was complaining about 20 grand. That one indie developer complained about 20 grand, and Hassan said he only put in 30 grand. So I'm like, he put in 30 grand for the game total, and then these two other mystery studios, these multi-million dollar studios, mysteriously gave them green light on a game they never saw. It's fucking possible, man. Like it's
It's some weird shit. So my question to you, Thrash, is this: if Hassan is an act, because it's possible, it's freaking possible. I'd anything's possible at this point. I wouldn't put my money on anything, to be honest. Then why hasn't the plug been pulled on this? Because it's all gone
because
to
it's
shit.
related to something bigger, and that bigger thing has yet to be announced itself.
Yeah, but I mean, why would Hassan be allowed to make even more of like a pig's ear of shit and say the craziest shit to Colin Moriarty of all people, a dude with 70,000 like followers on Twitter, let alone subscribers on YouTube? Like, why would he be allowed to do that? Isn't there a certain like certain things like? He wouldn't he be told to stay low and keep on the down low if he was
No,
trying
not
to
if that's
keep
his
this
job.
act?
That's the point. His job isn't to be low. His job is to
Make as much
make
noise as possible.
Yeah, that's his job. And today, that's how you make a splash. You go to YouTube. You don't gotta go. Like, how much did it cost him to go to this channel? Um, in comparison to how much it would have cost him to make a trailer. You know what I'm saying? To try to get some people looking at his game. He can literally go to Colin Mariotti shit, and then everybody's going to be talking
So
about it.
wait
You
a
can do
minute.
it.
Are you telling me that I'm like Veronica Salt or Augustus Gloop out of Willy Wonka who threw away his golden ticket because I quit that group because I couldn't deal with like any more of the bullshit and I've lost out on a like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Yeah, I
What?
mean, you probably did. I mean, I wouldn't have left it. I would have stayed there to talk to him. But I think it just has to be all of this. The money doesn't make sense, and if the money doesn't make sense, then there's something wrong. That's always how it is in business. And there's too much money being spent. There's too many games being made that aren't coming out. There's no background. There's no trust. No person will be willing to trust him enough to invest millions into something that they have not seen. And then if you look at their fucking background, you see that they have not put out anything. But the biggest red flag for me is where is his team? Like, who's the art director? Who's the story director? Who's anybody other than him? Only Blue Box has no followers from the people who are running Blue Box. He only has Hassan, and then everybody else are people that we already know. And then same thing with him. He has nobody from his staff following him. Why? If they have a whole team, you can't find that nowhere. There are no screenshots of his office. Even the old addresses that they had, people have found of him was just a house. Like it's just, it doesn't make sense unless it's not real. That's the problem. We're trying to make something real that's not.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's impossible at this point for you to have gameplay and all that shit and not have a staff of Blue Box. Nobody from the staff is following nobody. Nobody from, other than Blue Box, the actual app, and him is talking. That's it. No one else. You know? And this is the guy who's supposed to put that money down. That's not even usually the guy who talks. It's usually a PR guy. You getting millions of dollars from two mystery companies, and you don't even have a PR person. You don't have a social media manager. Nah, man.
I wanted to tell you, hey yo, maybe you shouldn't go this hard for this game, or maybe you should keep things low, like just nothing, just let him do his thing, I guess.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just letting them do their thing. You know, like whatever. Just do your thing. I don't believe you. I don't trust you. Prove me wrong. That's where I'm at. You know, just prove me wrong. I believe that it's somebody. If it's not Kojima, it's somebody else. But only Kojima is crazy enough to try to pull something like this. The number one thing that you know what him. You know what outed Kojima with the what that shit called Moby Dick Studios? You know what outed him? That would have stayed a secret. But that studio didn't have any background. It was literally created 2 weeks prior. So what he did was create this shit 3 weeks after he left Konami. Apparently, like that, I guess that's what you call it earlier, a coincidence. It was a coincidence that this shit got created not too long after he left Konami. You know what I'm saying? And then it has this background of games that never came out, and one game got sold to somebody else. So they made a background. And one thing that they were missing that that Moby Dick Studios got outed on is because Moby Dick just didn't have no past. And so he came out of nowhere. And this guy right here came out of nowhere. Blue Point came out of nowhere. But
I'm telling you, bro, I thought for months and months and months this has to be Kojima. It was only until he started crying out depression and shit that I thought, would Kojima do this? I don't know, but you make a good point about the other guy being a burn victim. Like, you know, it's a great point that you make. I mean, for example, look at this coincidence, right? The font style of Abandoned is San Antonio. It's called San Antonio, and in San Antonio, the city of Mexico, there is in Texas. Sorry, not Mexico. In Texas, there's a road called Silent Hills.
See,
it's like it's just weird, bro. Like this
name translates to Kojima. Like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
It's definitely strange, man. I swear to God.
And like again, his trophy count was the exact same number as if you type in Silent Hill 2 trailer. There's like on YouTube. If you go down, I don't know how to get it up, but on YouTube there's a way to basically separate videos by number, where every video has a number, and the number for Silent Hill 2 trailer was the exact same number as Hasan's trophy count. It was just like, oh man,
bro, man, these coincidences, man, dude. Like, I swear to God, man.
There's one more big one too. You know that trailer they put out when he was walking around and shit. Like when they show his feet, he walking on his fucking place, and they have that music playing in the background. If you play Silent Hill 1, it's literally a copy off of that music. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Silent Hill 1. Silent Hill 1 or Silent Hill 2's trailer. I got a video on it. I put it on my channel. I think I did. I know I put it on Twitter. I think I put it on my channel as well. But the music is like 2 riffs different. Like literally same beat, same tempo, same atmosphere, same everything, bro. That same guitar.
He even had the same jacket. He had the same freaking jacket.
Yeah.
He had the same jacket as well.
Yeah, it is. Same jacket as the guy. I'm sorry, dog.
That's why I'm so confused, bro. I'm still so freaking confused.
There is no NDA. There is no NDAs for half the questions he was asked by Colin Moriarty. but he said there was NDAs for. And it shouldn't be NDAs for basic information.
Fuck's sake! Now, what you've done is you've made me kind of, after all of this time where I've got closure, you've made me kind of rewind on myself and fucking like think, oh shit, this is Kojima all over again.
I would just, here's the thing, I would just put it aside. If it happened, if it happened. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. At this point, even if it turned out to be Kojima, this has been such a fuck shit situation.
Like a roller coaster ride?
Yes.
No, it's not even a roller coaster ride. It turns people off. Like, even if it's a Kojima, I don't think people are gonna be excited about it.
I don't know about that, to be honest.
I consider this game part of my it's a list I like to call social experiments of games that exist, sort of, but not really. So I'm just abandoned in this pile of social experiments because I really don't know what this game is anymore.
One thing I will say, is this.
Hold on, Lamar, you put it an interesting way. What if it is a social experiment? So that would be kind of, man, I don't know what to think anymore, honestly. Because Kojima himself, he's very cryptic. You know what I'm saying? Just the way he does things. You know what I'm saying? So
I just want to see like a trailer because we already know what the game is like. Because even to some extent, Starfield would be considered like a social experiment to me because there's no real like gameplay to, like really show me what this game is. So I just put all games that don't have a trailer or are in talks of it's coming soon type beat. Like I just put them all in the same pile because there's no point of trying to figure out what the game is if they're not gonna tell me, then they're not gonna tell me, or I'll wait.
It's like this, dog. But I think the main problem is if this is Kojima and if this is Silent Hill, it makes more sense because of the legal shit that has to go in between Konami and Kojima and Sony. And I think that relationship between the two of these niggas, how Kojima left and what happened with Kojima and how Konami feels, I think that's also playing a part into it. To where, what if Konami is having an issue with Kojima making a game they canceled? Like did that make Konami feel like they lost? But then what if Sony is just buying the IP so Kojima can do it? Did that cause a rift? There's so many different angles you can look at it. If you go all the way in the past, you got to remember this is something that's owned by Konami. Like as far as today goes, like as far as what we know, it's owned by Konami, and Kojima and Konami had a problem, and Konami canceled Kojima's Silent Hill game. How did they feel about Sony buying this game, or even if Sony's may not even be involved? But how do they feel about if it's Kojima doing it? Like how does that make them as a company and the image of that company feel? I mean, money's obviously there, but then pride is also there too. And Japanese have high pride levels. You fuck with their pride, it's a problem. And I think part of that is part of it too, of trying to get Kojima to continue. I know Kojima wants to continue it. I believe they are because Del Toro at the Game Awards said as much. You know what I'm saying? Because why even mention it? It's been canceled. Why would you even? There's no reason to mention
fuck off, dude. Guys. Blue Box had another game called The Whisperer, and guess what's next to Silent Hills Road in San Antonio?
What?
Quail Whisper Road.
Oh, these guys. See, now you're looking deep into it.
Wait, hold on. What happened?
I just opened just as we speak.
Oh,
wait,
dude!
Wait, what just happened?
So there's a road there's a road next to Silent Hills called Quail Whisper Road, and I don't know if that's like just weird, but it's just weird that Blue Box's last game before Abandoned was called The Whisperer, and Whisperer means silent as well. If you whisper, you're silent or you're quiet. So it's shady, man. Like it's all adding up. I mean, look at that. How exactly Blue Box Game Studios appears to have been founded in 2015, exactly 1 year after the release of PT, and right exactly at 1 year, and right around the time Hideo Kojima was going through his breakup with Konami. Blue Box Game Studio's only other game named The Whisperer was completed by another studio, and its icon is a black handprint. The Whisperer's icon, the studio that was completed the game The Whisperer had a black handprint as its game studio logo. Like Death Stranding,
like
right?
Death Stranding, yeah.
Yeah. One of their cancelled games, named Lost Tapes, is a soundtrack in Metal Gear Solid 5. Sam, in the new Death Stranding Director's Cut trailer, uses a backpack with the Netherlands logo. Blue Box Studios is apparently based in the Netherlands, we know that. Hasan Kahrama, here we go. Hasan Kahrama has an account on PSN, Sneaky Warrior, right? He's actually, we're friends on PSN. With a total number of trophies, 1,238, the same for the Japanese Silent Hill commercial. Hasan has a YouTube channel called 27. Silent Hills was cancelled on April the 27th. Sneaky Warrior played a game that isn't available on the PlayStation Store that is using Siren Head as an image. Junji Ito reacted to Siren Head a few months ago and implied about working with Kojima. Hideo, translated from Japanese to Turkish, means Karaman, which is the last name of Hasan Kahrama, the Blue Box head. Both of their names mean hero in their respective languages. Hasan Kahrama does have an Apple App Store profile with a bunch of low-quality asset flip games under his belt. The only app that's not a game is called GoFit XL, which sits under the health and fitness category. The description of this app says at one point, personal training, PT in brackets, programs. Put your tinfoil hats. This could be something, or it could be a massive waste of time. Here's the link. Here's the link to this list. I'll copy it in the chat. But yeah, I found what I was looking for.
I don't know, man, dude. I mean, we can speculate all this we want, but it's just, there's just too much there. You know what I mean? To say, is this a coincidence or not? You know what I'm saying? It's, oh man. I don't even know what to begin with it. I mean, we can speculate as much as we want, but I mean, I guess, what if we see a show, right, and then Hasan is right next to Kojima? You know what I'm saying? That would be crazy as fuck. And be like, damn, dude, we got fucking bamboozled. You know what I'm saying?
Social experiment until further notice, dog. Like that's just all I can think about.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. I mean, regardless of what it is, I mean, we're still talking about it. Even if you like it or don't like it, I mean, there's no such thing as bad press, because as long as it's being talked about, it's still remembered. Good or bad.
That's true.
Sad part, I mean, it's so that meaning is so crazy. I mean, we still know who Hitler is, even though he's one of the worst people ever created. You know what I'm saying? And it's because it's all the bad press. We still, at the end of the day,
yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, though, man, like sometimes I don't believe in coincidences. Like I feel like they happen for a reason. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, we might see a Silent Hill that's being teased and kind of like Lamar said, like a social kind of experiment kind of way, So.
Oh, hey, my bad. One more thing. Yeah. One more clue I saw recently, extremely recently. I think 2 days ago. Oh no, maybe I found it 2 days ago. But Guillermo del Toro was supposed to be directing Silent Hill, right? From what I understand, or helping with Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Right, and helping and directing the shit. I saw a tweet recently from Kojima.
I'll be right back.
Nobody fucking picked it up, bro. But he said, he was talking about del Toro, and he said, our director, and then I forgot what it was about, but he mentioned del Toro as our director, like he's a director making a game for them. You know what I'm saying? Like our director. Usually he'll say, del Toro, like my guy del Toro, yada 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 yada.
Yeah.
But he specifically said our director, like that's his director, like that, like he's, a director that's working with him. So I don't know, bro. Like it just so many little things, man. It's being said, bro. Like anyway, man. What's the next topic?
That's what I'm saying, man. It's just a fucking roller coaster ride, man. It is what it is. Next one. Well, starting with you, King Thrash. You did the first Xbox ad. And I didn't get a chance to look at the article exactly what it is. I know there's a few of them about what ads coming onto Xbox. Like exactly what the fuck is that for? To be honest with you, is it to kind of compensate themselves a little bit from losing people that don't need what is it, Xbox Live or Xbox Gold, you know, to play free to play games, so they gotta find another way to make money, or what is it exactly? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's nothing to do with Game Pass. Absolutely nothing. It's more to do with the plan from the beginning. The Xbox that was Xbox One's plan from the beginning was ads. They called it the Holy Grail. To where they were going to the only reason why it came bundled with the Connect and had an in and out port for your cable box and had the free family pack that they canceled once they got rid of the Connect or got rid of DRM, and the reason why DRM was there and the reason why 24-hour check-in was there is because they wanted, without telling you, to force you to watch TV through your Xbox. Watch your cable box through your Xbox. And as the commercial came on, the Connect would activate. It would log whoever in the living room is in, along with their emails, and then they would record your reactions to whatever commercial that they were watching. That's why you never had a game that used a heartbeat sensor and all the living room scanning it. You never had a game utilize it because it wasn't made for gaming. It was made for to sell it to marketers and through their own ads. So it was to give you information about yourself without you knowing it, right? So they wanted you to connect to your shit. You know what I'm saying? You do all of that shit. They send the information or they sell the information to people, to other people. We get that done now. That's just done in a way that's way more detailed because they're telling you who exactly wanted your product. And we get it right now. Like if you go on Google, you go on Google Assassin's Creed or some shit or some water bottles, you know what I'm saying? You'll get ads all over your shit about water bottles. It's because that information was sold to people. They know that you want water bottles, and now they're selling it to people who sell water to give you ads directly to you through whatever website you're on, whatever emails you get, whatever.
Yeah, it's
And that was
crazy.
the
It's crazy how that works, man. Because like sometimes, like let's just say I look up something on Google, right? And then out of
mm,
nowhere, you know, you'll see an ad for like what you searched up like as an advertisement. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I was just looking at this shit like a couple days ago. I'm like, why the fuck is it popping in my fucking advertisement for the YouTube video that I'm watching?
mhm.
Yeah, so
So yeah, I had the same thing when I was getting married and shit, and buying my car. When I was getting married, I was looking for my wife's ring. She wanted a specific ring. I had to try to find it, so I'm trying to look it up, and I'm googling it and looking it up. Next thing you know, I'm on M4G. I see nothing but wedding rings. I'm on YouTube. I see nothing but wedding rings, ads and shit like that. Same thing when I tried to get a car. Well, I did get a car, but when I was looking for a car, um, I was getting ads everywhere, no matter where I was at about cars, emails, YouTube, YouTube,
Like
YouTube, YouTube.
it's like the I don't know necessarily what to call it, but it's just like it's like they notice what you be thinking and what you're saying. Like if you're thinking about buying something on Amazon, it would just
Yeah,
randomly
all
pop
the
up on
information.
your screen.
you
Yeah,
know,
all that. I mean, even
it's kind of crazy
now,
though when you really think about it, because like you know we look at commercials and stuff like you'll see some kind of commercial and people don't understand how powerful that is actually when it comes to advertisement, because you could be sitting down watching something and then you see something on the TV and then you're like, fuck, you know, I want to buy this shit. And there's like a
yeah,
lot of like mental I mean, like I'm not saying mind control, but like there's a lot of shit that goes into there where it gets you to want to buy, you know, whatever product is being sold, or you know, all that bullshit.
and it's all about. I mean, even GPSs sell your information, right? But they won't sell your name. But then you'll have like everybody has this number that you're under on certain apps, and they'll erase all your information, like your name, your birth, your all that good shit. But they'll give you that. They'll people will buy the customer number, the user number, and the user information, like where you went and all that. And since that number is universal, they can look up they can look up where you went, and they can try to find. They can literally figure out your shit
And they can
through
just
all.
trace it all through like where like all your information from there.
Yeah, they can literally identify you in minutes. You know what I'm saying? And once they identify you, then that's when they can send you shit everywhere, bro. And it even goes down to shit that's confidential. Like say if you go to a doctor or whatever, right? And a lot of that shit is confidential in your doctors. But what's not confidential is if you look up the hospital you're going to. That's something that's not confidential. Or if you look up where to go to CVS, or you look up this medicine, or if you even go buy medicine and you Google that, and then it's just so many, it's so many gray area in your information that it's easy to identify what you want, when you want it, and where you live at and who you are. Just
Yeah.
because it gets around the confidential part, because a lot of shit ain't confidential. You know what I'm saying? If you Google anything, you automatically making it not confidential. If you Google that you're going to you Googling the location to a psychiatrist, or just Googling a psychiatrist to get a background check on that psychiatrist, that's not confidential information, but it's telling them that you need to see a psychiatrist. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so much shit.
Yeah,
It's
definitely,
crazy.
man. I remember
I
watching this what's it called? This little YouTube video. It was like a small little clip. It kind of looked like a commercial, but it wasn't a commercial. But there was a dude looking at the TV, right? And while he was looking at the TV, he was seeing an advertisement. But then the camera comes to the back of his neck, and there's a barcode, and it's like it was basically saying you are the product. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that was some crazy shit. I was like, damn, I didn't even think about it like that. But that was like
Yeah.
years ago, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest part with Xbox is this, bro. This is why they push Bing so much on Xbox. Is because they take all the information from Bing. They get your information. That's why they would never shut Bing down. Is because it's too valuable. It doesn't make them money like Google makes money, but the information they get is invaluable. And that's why it's all on Xbox. Anything you search, if you search anything on Xbox, they got you. You search anything on YouTube, they got that information. Anything that you use your Xbox for, they can literally sell that information. So now if they're going to start opening it up to where they're going to have ads. They're making this whole system to where people can, come to them and try to put ads and sell them ads. They'll know which gamer to have this ad for on which game, all of that shit. They still have information that you signed off for. You, me, and everybody else, even on PlayStation, we all signed off this information to be able to be sold, because we wouldn't be able to use our PlayStations and Xboxes otherwise, right? It's in that disclaimer that you start off in the beginning when you first get an Xbox or PlayStation. Because of that, they can sell our information. It's just whatever's within their network. Microsoft owns Bing, has their browser up, running, and ready to fucking go already. Day one for you. Has all the cloud shit and all this shit, OneDrive and all these apps, if you noticed, on their shit. Every app that you can use, can take information off of and sell it, and that's what they're trying to do. They found a way to have enough information on you, even through Game Pass and with other games you choose and all that. All this information they're taking now. They feel they have enough to pull the trigger on making a way for them to put ads into their games, and probably even into third party games, and have all the information that will make it attractive for them to maximize the money that they get, and they're gonna make millions off of you.
It's kind of crazy
Because
how that shit works, brother. Like, I even heard that even kids, like babies being born, get their information stolen too and shit. It's wild, man.
YouTube got in trouble for that. That's what changed a lot of YouTube money, because they started bragging about it, because they were in that gray area to where you're not supposed to be able to touch kids. And they were bragging about the ability for them to be able to touch kids like that and get information from kids and sell information and ads to kids, that the government stepped in and charged them, I forgot how many millions, to where, or I think over a billion or some shit like that, to the point where now whenever you make a video, it asks you, is this for kids or not? That's why that's there, because they got in trouble for that shit, because they were bragging about they had that gray area. So then they came in and stopped that shit. So it's crazy, but Sony still got it, because you got kids using a fucking PlayStation, using an Xbox, and if you haven't noticed, they've been really aiming their Xbox towards kids. That's why the Series S exists. That's why Game Pass exists. That's why games are getting way more cartoony and way more simple exist. That's why Halo is fucking free to play, because they want to get these younger kids who don't really know no better, but they can still get ad revenue off of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, kids are the most influential buyers in the market, and they don't even have no money, because parents buy their kids what they want the majority of the time. Period.
Facts,
Like,
facts.
that's why Pixar movies are so big.
Not just that, they're
That's what.
vulnerable too at the same time. You know what I mean?
And vulnerable, yeah, exactly. They'll take their parents' credit cards. I mean, we've heard it plenty of times with Fortnite and all of that shit, but they're taking their parents' credit cards and buying shit. They don't even want gifts. They be like, mommy, just buy me this Roblox card. You know, I'm happy with that. Kids say, oh, really? Yeah, this $20. Yeah, that's it. I ain't got to buy you no fucking expensive. Oh, here. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, here. You know, they buying digital shit. These kids are buying digital shits to where they're making it to where this next generation coming up is gonna be used to buying digital shit. When our generation gets all the way pushed the fuck out or pushed to the back, it's gonna be full of gamers who only know about buying DLC. To where we come from, well, at least I come from a generation where DLC didn't exist. Your game came complete and ready to fucking go.
Yeah.
And
or like MTX
now,
and shit, right?
now it's normalized to
Yeah.
the point to where now they're gonna normalize ads. And Xbox has had ads forever. They had too many ads forever. They've had ads in their UI forever, and they've had ads in their games. But their own ads in their games forever. Well, 2 years for Xbox Series X, but
They just
now
weren't as blatant about it. They're pushing this like full force. There's like, yeah, we're putting this in our Xbox ecosystem, whatever you want to call it, to make sure we maximize our profits or whatever.
yeah, that's exactly what's happening. So it's not really about Game Pass. It's about that's the plan from the beginning. Because the Xbox One was a bigger plan than this plan right here. This is like Plan B, and Plan C is going to be getting rid of these consoles altogether and going full digital. That's what Horizon 3 is going exclusive for Game Pass or just going full on third party. That's the thing Microsoft can do. If they get rid of the Xbox console is blocking Microsoft from expanding. That's what's happening. The Xbox as a console, and it's blocking Microsoft from expanding because they can no longer grow the Xbox the way they want to, and they know that they can't get on PlayStation, and that's a wall. They can't get on Nintendo. Those are two of the biggest markets in gaming as far as that gaming section, other than PC that they're already on.
Hey,
So
Chris, I don't mean to cut you out, brother. Give me 1 sec. I just need to check the door real quick. All right, go ahead though.
do your thing. Yeah, like so if they end an Xbox, then they'll be able to just like Sega go on other platforms and make more money that way because they're not making money in hardware no more. They haven't ever made money on hardware, and it's not helping them because they're not It's not helping them get more subscribers. It's not helping them get more Xbox Lives. So it's to the point to where their games aren't selling at all, and other gamers will buy games. And if they put their games on other systems, then they'll be okay, and then they'll be able to sell these ads while their games on other systems, just like 2K. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, dog. Like that's what that's what they're doing. It's just another step towards leaving the console.
It feels like they're trying as hard as possible to make people not as interested in their games, but more just like the stuff in their ecosystem, which could involve games, but it's not like, you know, all their first party content is really all the way up there. Because look what's happening with like Halo and like and shit like that. Like nobody's like, they have content, they have games technically, but you know, if nobody's gonna buy them or play them, then who really cares?
Yeah, I mean they made their Xbox future proof. Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and all of them are future proof when it comes to
they're gonna
cloud.
get away with that?
I don't think they have a choice. I don't think they have a choice to but to try and get away with it. It all depends on who's going to want to buy what. A lot of Xbox niggas think that Microsoft is going to try to put Game Pass on PlayStation. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Sony would be allowing it unless it only
They would have to go through so much loopholes just to get even like that thought out, like just the idea of it.
Well, no, they have to get more like EA Play. Like Sony wasn't down with EA Play either. But when they figured out that EA Play is only EA games, they don't have to compete with nothing but EA games in their own shit. And they don't really have EA games in their shit. They do, but they don't have as much.
But putting their direct competitor in the console space on their own console is kind of like shooting themselves in the foot. So of course Sony would not want to do with that.
Look at me. I mean, look at Sega. Nintendo is putting Sega's games in their service. Right? They used to be that direct competitor. Direct. You know what I'm saying? Badmouth direct. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. You know what I'm saying? Like just direct competitors.
That's more or less the ultimate disrespect at that point. Like,
you know what I'm saying? But I think Microsoft is they just all about the money. They don't care about gaming. That's what Xbox and Microsoft never cared about gaming. Never, not for an ounce of a second. They never cared about it.
It's like my dude right here in the chat, Dank Nate. He ended up saying Xbox needs to improve it at this point. Prove you can manage studios to develop two amazing games. It seems Game Pass is preventing them from making anyone big.
They can't. They can't make. It's not just Game Pass. It's not just Game Pass. It's also just how many studios they have to manage. You can't have 30 studios working on a game at the same time. How much money is that going to cost you? And then how much money is that going to make, seeing that all of these games are going directly to Game Pass? It's a combination of greed and mismanagement, and they have to do something about it. They raised the price of Xbox Live a year ago, and nobody said shit. You know, so it's just
definitely.
Just it. It's what it is.
Definitely.
Like, whatever happens, it really kind of is the fan base's fault because they just sat there and took it and just let them do it.
Yeah.
The thing is too is that like I always tell everybody, subscription services, even PS Now, they're niche. It's not meant for like, Fortnite players like Apex or whatever's free out there. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's not gonna cater to them. And then the one thing that I just want to see what happens is when those dollar deals start going off. Are these guys gonna go out there and buy a 3-month subscription card for like 44? What is it, like 44, 40? $43 or some shit like that for like 3 months of Game Pass? Like I've seen them at the stores all the time. They come in like in those little cards and shit. I want to see what the fuck Game Pass if people are actually going to support it.
People don't support Game Pass now. That's the problem.
Yeah, they don't. Those 25 million subscribers, they're not paying subscribers.
And that's the thing that I wondered for the longest time, right? Is it active users or just accounts made? Because I made like 3 or 4 accounts, bro, of fucking Game Pass and shit, right? Like, I wanted to try it out.
Yeah, it's accounts made. That's why the number never went down. I mean, it should have been proven. Well, no, it goes. Well, that number goes up. Like it went from 7 million to 10 million to 15 to 18 to 24.
Wait,
25.
Hold on. Hey, yo, hey, Ron is in the chat. Hey, Ron, you want to come on? You got your buddy here thrashing shit, man.
Who was that? Who's Aaron?
Aaron, the developer from Sweden.
Oh, what's up, nigga?
Hey, Aaron.
Oh, Aaron, I thought he was a journalist. The journalist guy?
Yeah, he is a journalist. Yeah.
No. He's a journalist, not a developer.
Yeah, he's a Sweden IGN, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring him on. Whatever. He's funny. What I say, but I don't mind him.
All right, man. Just don't beat his legs in, right?
No, I ain't got time. I've been beating legs for the entire week. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, that video you made, man, I swear to God, I woke up in the fucking morning. I'm like, damn, I'm late. And then I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hold on. I was like, what the fuck did Thrash make? And I saw that shit, bro. That was the most hilarious thing I've fucking seen. Bro, I woke up fucking dying laughing, dude, man. You had some creativity, brother. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm learning how to use a cell phone, bro. You know, so I'm scared to use my PlayStation, man. They've been suspending my account over this YouTube shit too much. So I don't want them to permanently suspend my shit, and then I got like 1,000 games on that motherfucker that I can't play no more.
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh yeah, you know what? That's the thing. Hold on, Omar. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Another thing that I want to tell other gamers, because this shit happened to my one of my friends, Kitty. Dude, if somebody's talking shit to you, like if you're playing a multiplayer or anything like that, do not fucking talk shit back, because there's some people that know how to get you banned. Her account was banned for like 2 months, but she luckily got it back. And you don't want to lose all that shit, your trophy progression and all that bullshit. So if somebody talks shit to you, do not talk shit back. Honestly,
I don't go.
Yeah, that's why I turned my messages on PSN like off, or only to like people that friend request, because I remember this one time where they had this thing where someone would message you, and then if you responded, your whole account gets hacked. I was like, yeah, I'm saying this to private because I was not trying to deal with that.
Yeah, straight
up. Oh yeah,
bro.
somebody told me before, like, oh, I hope you're enjoying being hacked. I'm like, nigga, send me a pizza, nigga. Like I didn't. I'm not finna. You're not gonna scare me, man. I know how what it takes to hack me. Hack me, nigga. Send me a pizza or something. I'm hungry.
Shit.
You know. Like a lot of times they want to fuck with you. There's some people it's real hackers and it's fake hackers. A real hacker ain't gonna let you know that they hacked you. They're just gonna enjoy the fact that you're hacked and watch you live scramble. That's what I'm telling you these days.
Yeah. No, straight up, dude. If you're a hacker, you're obviously gonna be a ghost. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Yeah, but it's just that thought because I heard a bunch of people got like hacked by like the same like thing because it wasn't like people just saying I'm going to hack you. It was just like a weird message, and if someone sent you that weird message, it would just lock your account or hack it or something like that.
Oh, one of those. Yeah, that's why I don't really like fuck with strangers and shit on my shit. Some people hit me up and I'll read their shit, but I'll read it in the notification section, not the actual section.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to jump off.
Me too. I need to leave. I need to start my own show. Later, everyone.
All right, later.
Oh shit! Now I feel terrible. If Kahrama has to go, I can't jump out. I can handle another 20 minutes.
Man, fuck Kahrama.
All
right. So like, no, just kidding. No, hey, okay. So let's get on to the last topic, right? I wanted to talk about like, and it sucks that it came from a PlayStation Lifestyle, right? The whole article that came out where people were kind of suspecting that it was Christopher Judge, the voice actor, or that played Kratos, right? And people were mistaking that it was him that was with these sexual allegations and stuff like that, right? And it kind of sucks because it wasn't him, you know what I mean? But they showed a picture of 2018 God of War, and it's shit like that, brother. It's shit like that what it pisses me off with journalism, honestly. And I know Sick and I know Thrash have been very vocal about journalism. I've been vocal about journalism too, ever since like the whole Destiny shit. But damn, bro, like, are we getting to this point where like they're just doing it just for like fucking just clicks? I mean, is that really unnecessary? I mean, isn't that defamation?
Yep.
It kind of is, yeah. Go ahead, Willie, because I know you gotta go. Go ahead.
It's so irresponsible, and so unprofessional to, as a journalist, like not have the just the way for all to the basic level shit to know what you're implying with the omission of key vital information to provide context to a title. And this guy, I can't remember his name, begins with J. The guy in question who's been accused of paedophilia and shit like that. He's done motion capture for select animations, for combat animations and shit like that. In God of War 2018 and other God of War games.
Oh, by the way, wait, his name is Joseph Gatz.
Joseph Gatz, that's the one. But he's been accused of shit. But to not say his name in the title, knowing that the dominantly known motion capture artist for Kratos as well as voice actor is Christopher Judge, and the way that they worded it as well, the actor of Kratos in God of War, like
exactly.
they know what the fuck they're doing, and it's so fucking irresponsible. And Christopher Judge has every right to pursue this and sue their asses, because basic level omission of context, it can be used, it can be weaponized, and that's what they did. They whether intentionally or unintentionally, they weaponized an article to defame another person, regardless of what their intention, by being guilty of what seems to be purposeful omission of context for clickbait.
Yeah, for clickbait, yeah. And like I said, it had to do a lot with people were what they saw, because a lot of motherfuckers don't read articles, man. But it just sucked that they had to use a 2018 image, and obviously we know it was Christopher Judge, and it's kind of fucked up, dude. Like you're gonna go that far just for fucking clickbait? or just getting clicks in general. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
an article like that can ruin somebody's life, especially if you're like a high
Yeah,
profile person.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
you
I
know,
agree
the
with
industry
Corey.
doesn't play
Sue
about
that
shit like
motherfucker,
that.
man. No, go ahead.
I,
My bad. My
I,
bad. My bad, Lamar. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you guys off. Go ahead.
No, you good. But I was just saying, like, you know, like for an industry, they don't like they'll get you out of there like real quick once they realize, you know, you did something like what the motion cat is dealing with. But you know, especially for Christopher Judge, like he's an actor, so it's like, of course, he can't be getting like into shit like that. And obviously, it's not him who did it, but you know, people will still believe it just solely based on the article because they won't do any research about it. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I don't know, Thrash, what you think about all that whole shit. Hey, man, they were attacking the black man. Shit, what the fuck, man? What's going on?
it's I don't really mind. Well, I mind it all, but I think the bigger problem isn't the guy who made the article; it's the journalists around him not getting on him for it or not making an article about it. You know what I mean? Or making an article like this is unacceptable in journalism and actually putting the fire under his feet. It's their jobs as a community because they have their own journalistic community. They're all peers of each other to see this purposely being done. It's more than just defamation of character. It's more, I mean, not more, but it's also um a travesty for journalism and gaming journalism to where we're at the point to where we're willing to risk other people's names for clicks. And and then you're gonna put it inside of your article, oh, clarification. Now you knew from jump. It wasn't a clarification. You knew from jump when you made the article. And I even told Jeff, no, not Jeff Grubb, I'm just fucking Tony Polico, because he put a tweet out there saying something about it, and I told him you need to talk to your homies, your journalist people, and y'all need to be louder about stuff like this because y'all are just losing trust, and everything you guys say gets ridiculed now because of this type of shit, and it's true.
Well,
We don't.
it's because we
I
are
hate
losing trust. That's the problem, man. That's what it is.
like this is why, and you guys aren't doing anything
There's
about
only so much people can deal with before they just like, yeah, we're not reading no more articles. We're not doing any more like looking forward to seeing articles from these people. They're just gonna straight up lie to people.
Yeah, they're dead. It's like dead on lies, obvious lies, and it's sad to see gaming turn into this for clicks. And this isn't journalism. And I'm like, bro, like none of you have respect for the positions you guys went for journalism. You have no respect at all, and no passion for it at all. You guys are just sitting here hoping to make money off of people in the name of other people who are innocent. It's a travesty to see this type of shit, and they don't do anything. I don't give a fuck. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, fuck all journalists, man. The good ones, the bad ones, because all of them let shit happen.
It's like they're complacent. They're just like, okay, we'll just, you know, we know about it, but we're not gonna say anything about it because we don't want it to like fuck up our reputation just being associated with that person. Like,
and if I say something about it, it's because I'm a PlayStation fanboy.
Yeah, right.
You know, like
Exactly. You're a PlayStation
if you
fanboy. I fucking hate that shit.
case for. I mean, I would do the same thing for Xbox, bro. I've complained plenty of times. My whole thing with Digital Foundry was over the bullshit they're spewing on Xbox's name. You know what I'm saying? The fucking Gears 5. People are like, oh, you just talking about. No, I'm saying they're lying about Gears 5, bro. That means that you're telling gamers that what we're getting is better than what's actually we got what we actually got. That's not a PlayStation problem. That's an Xbox problem. Because these people are buying this game and not getting the results that you told them that they were going to get, and it's just horrible, man. There's no such thing as fucking fanboys, you know. There's no such thing as fanboys. A real fanboy is somebody who would step on the neck of the thing they're a fan of. You know what I'm saying? Like just period. Like Laker fanboys hate LeBron when he first came. You know what I'm saying? Until he won a ring, until he proved he was worthy of their fanboyism, they hated him. People were painting murals of LeBron, and people would come, the fans would come and fucking paint over him, bro. talking about this is Kobe house. Kobe was already retired. This is Kobe house. You know what I'm saying? And until you earn that spot, that's what real fanboys do, right? Because they like, fuck that nigga. You gotta prove yourself. If you don't do good, we are gonna fuck your face up. Look at Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? That nigga got ran out of fucking the 76ers in Philadelphia because of those fans. Those fans will judge you accordingly. What we have in gaming is the opposite of that. We have people damage controlling bad shit because it's not about them. It's about the image of the fanboy and them saying Xbox is still okay because if Xbox does something bad, then that's bad. In reality, it's supposed to be if Xbox isn't delivering, then it's something bad. So it's like this fanboy shit doesn't exist because they got it backwards on what a fanboy actually is. A fanboy cares so much about a fucking franchise or about whatever product they're fanboying over that they're very critical when something is bad, something bad is happening, and we're not getting that from these Xbox guys. Get it from PlayStation. Don't get it from Xbox guys.
Like I said before we even started the stream, like they really, it's hard for them to see the irony. Like they call Thrash fanboys for saying the real shit, but then they complain about them saying the real shit. It's like they really don't see how they're throwing shit at a wall and then sniffing it as if it's like something special. Like,
yeah. If anything, I'm more of an Xbox fan than them. That's what I've already come to the conclusion of. I'm more of an Xbox fanboy than them because I wanted to do better. I wanted to see Xbox do better, and I'm still pushing for Xbox to do better. That's why I criticize it so much. I make fun of it so much because it's become a joke, you know. And I was quiet with the 360 era. You know what I'm saying? Well, for the most part of it, because there was nothing to complain about. They were still coming out with the games. They came out with a system early. The games were running better. They had Gears 3, a trilogy of Gears that was fantastic. 2, 3, 4 Halos in ODST and all of those, and from Halo 2 to ODST were fucking great. You know what I'm saying? They had shit. You know what I'm saying? Alan Wake and Blinks and all this fucking shit. They had games that there was nothing to complain about. You know what I'm saying? And PlayStation had shit to complain about with the price. And then when they started coming out with games, it was like the last golden age of gaming. But within the PS4 came, we got nothing. You know, and it's
Hey bro, I got Aaron has a question for you actually.
Oh,
he says gotta ask the panel, and I'm pretty sure this is like towards you and shit. It says gotta ask the panel, do you think of Digital Foundry as journalists or something else?
Digital Foundry is a YouTube channel that analyzes games with special equipment, and not a journalist. But
I think they have some of the traits of journalism, not in what they do, but in the pressures that they have. The influence that they have is kind of.
Wait a minute, Will, you're still here, motherfucker? I thought you left.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know. I was just too engaged in listening to King Thrash. But no, I'd say that although they're not journalists, they are very, very attractive to underhanded sponsors from big corporations who want. They have a lot of they dish out information just like journalists do. It's different kind of information. It's technical analysis information, but that can still be very attractive in terms of influencing consumers in one direction over another. And so, even though they're not journalists, they're still a source of information, and the source of information is at risk of being jeopardized in terms of integrity by money and by clickbait and by viewership and by opportunities and sponsors and shit like that. Now, I'm not accusing Digital Foundry of anything, but I do believe in the past they've been told off by Microsoft for highlighting the flaws in the Series X, in the Series S against and the Series X against the PC, and you know they've been told off for dishing out accurate information they've been given out because they're like, we don't want that accurate information given out. So now they'll only compare PS5 games with the PC, but they'll never compare Series X and Series S against PC anymore. And I wonder why that is. Why is that? Is that and why the fuck are they trying to police Microsoft like this? What's in it for them? I think
they get a flight. Oh, my bad. Go
exactly.
ahead.
The writing's on the wall, and so I'm not going to accuse them of anything. But what I will say is that they can't be in a position of influence, which they are, and not have sharks. And it's up to them whether they accept, whether they do dirty business or not, or whether they keep their integrity. And I think one or two, particularly John. I love John. I think we all love John. Who doesn't love John? He's a man of integrity, and he's a man who just keeps it real, and he'll challenge his panel members directly on the show if they say something inaccurate or false. He challenged Alex as, I don't know who that guy is who follows Alex around everywhere. A kind of shabby guy. You shout out to him. He literally shot that shit down. John did, when they were basically shitting on Gran Turismo 7, saying it doesn't look realistic, and he was like, "Wait, no, you're conflating hyperrealism. Why does everything have to look hyper-realistic? This looks realistic, which is more realistic than hyper-realistic. I mean, you get a camera on front of a car and you go around the Nürburgring, there is nothing that comes close to Gran Turismo Sport and now 7 in terms of an accurate portrayal of the Nürburgring, the lighting, the time of day, the way the car looks. But you're basically saying that's not as good because it's realistic, whereas you prefer the hyper-realism of, say, Forza Horizon 5, like that. And John basically said this shit to them and shut that shit down. So I love John. He keeps it real always. And but I do think there's a clear. It's attractive to be biased toward and YouTubers.
Shit, you bite it out for a little bit.
Sorry. It's attractive to be biased towards Xbox and against PlayStation, because being a bias towards Microsoft provides you with opportunities as a creator, whether it's journalism or whether it's content creation. Microsoft do American business the American way, and they love influencers and personalities and content creators, and they reach out and they praise you for the nice things that you say, and they disparage you and they correct you and challenge you and try to stop you from saying shit that's negative toward them, because they view you as a primary source of advertisement of their product. Now, it provides you as a content creator as with a shit ton of opportunities. It provides you with yellow chairs and all other kinds of shit. Whereas Sony, they don't do business that way. And so they're far less attractive to why would you risk Microsoft's wrath and not doing business and not giving you potential opportunities in the future by being honest about the superiority of, say, a PlayStation 5 version of a game over the Xbox version of the game? That would just not do you as a content creator any good, especially if you freelance. So go figure. That's my thoughts anyway, but I'll shut up.
You also, well, they also have connections though with journalism with the Eurogamer, right? It's basically their journalistic website that writes articles, and they base the Eurogamer gets a lot of their information from Digital Foundry that was collected, and they put it into in a journalistic form. When you say just Digital Foundry is just one of the, or half the body of the entirety of what they really do over there. And if you would have asked me, is Eurogamer a journalist, then yeah, they are full on journalists. That's what the fuck they do. But then at the same time, what do you think a journalist is supposed to do? Does Eurogamer go and investigate stuff and make sure they gather facts before they post them? Or do they just get information from certain places, including Digital Foundry? Like when they did what's that shit called? Red Out, that racing game Red Out, and Digital Foundry made the mistake of saying that it wasn't 1080p. I think they said, or wasn't 4K, even though it was, and they almost got sued for it. They had to come back and apologize for that. Did Did Eurogamer have an article on that? I don't know, but they would have got that information from Digital Foundry without having to investigate it, even though Digital Foundry was wrong about it. So I think that today's gaming journalists just use gaming as an unserious stepping stone into the future that they want to have, and they really don't. There's really no more investigation into what these articles come out with, and because of that, we have what we have today. We have people quoting Cody Eastwood, even though Cody Eastwood don't know shit. So
Bro,
it just
listen to Kofi on TSGP speak for 2 minutes, and you know that he's got so much more knowledge, so much more genuine gaming knowledge, and even console knowledge, and so much more wisdom and shit than all of the RDX crew combined. Like, I don't know how these people reach the top spot, but know so little in comparison to freaking the humble guy who's only seen by a few thousand,
Well, it's kind of like other people were saying too, like, like Crap Gamer, he ended up saying that there's money to be made when it comes to lying and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how it works, though. Like, I try to be as honest as I can be. Well, no, completely honest, man, with everything that I fucking say. Thrash does the same thing. Sick is the same way. Well, you're the same way too and shit, but I don't know what it is, man. It's like motherfuckers like to be lied to. You know what I'm saying? They like to be lied to, and they like to kind of hold on to this little grasp of hope and shit. It's weird as fuck, man. Honestly, I don't get it.
It gives them confirmation bias. It's just the way of saying, hey, what I believe is true. It's my opinion. You can't argue opinions. So they.
I'm trying to get Aaron in here, but he says, but in short, when you discuss your critique on journalism, that includes channels like Digital Foundry, ? Content creators, influencers, streamers, YouTubers, reviewers, all are journalists-ish? Is like, I guess he's asking if they're all journalists.
Well, that's today's time that we have today. If you look at on 90% and growing, not 90%, but 80% and growing, you see journalists out there who are making YouTube channels that don't get no views. You know what I'm saying? Even people who are in Metacritic, right? Those are supposed to be people who are actual journalists. But then you got Survivor, who has a YouTube channel, and they make a YouTube live cast every week, I think. And like it's the lines are blurred. The lines are getting blurred because these influencers are getting more interviews and getting more money just off of ad revenue alone than journalists are getting paid. Like you seen that article with IGN charging $20 for people to give them a fucking $20, bro. You can fucking make that in less than 10 minutes on a live stream. So it's a line being drawn to where journalists have to cross into the influencer realm in order to survive, or make dumbass articles like Survivor to get attention to your website that doesn't have any attention anymore. Like a lot of these motherfucking these journalists are charging a subscription service to read their articles now. You can't even go to Forbes, and they want you to read like 2 or 3 of them, and then after that, you got to pay a subscription to read our articles. And it's like people are moving away from that. You know what I'm saying? Newspapers are already basically dead, and now they're killing off what they have with online with these subscriptions, to where you can just go to fucking YouTube and listen to me or you or Wooly or Despair or Sick or whomever, and you can get your
information. Even YouTube is a struggle for people. I mean, fucking hell, man. We know more about the latest news because we're active on Twitter than most YouTubers who days later come out with a video about it. Like, we're always seem to be ahead of the curve when it comes to actual information. Destin Lagari gets all his shit from Zubitech. If Zubitech blocked him, he would be out. His channel would die because he knows naff all about the gaming space, about the gaming industry. He just follows somebody who does know a lot, who does his research, who makes all the effort, who puts shitloads of time into his posts. Shout out to Zubitech, love that guy. And literally, and Destin bottom feeds off that lad's hard work, and goes to his YouTube and just spews a lot of beta male nonsense. Sorry, anyway, I don't want to sound too toxic, but that guy just honestly
say what you
rubs me
got
the
to
wrong
fucking
way.
say. This is my channel. This is Despair
bro,
Talk,
like
nigga.
he annoys the shit out of me. That guy, fuck me. He oh my days, the shit that he comes out with. It's just it's ridiculous.
I knew his like channel was like weird when he started making videos about the AP of all people. I was like, what?
Yeah, he bottom feeds off IGN's subscriber base because he's the director of IGN. So he used that to kind of spring jump his channel straight away into tens of thousands of subscribers by default, just as the base starting point, and then he uses other people on Twitter who do all the research for him for basic information. Then he just goes full Frascurian and conjecturalizes everything that he's saying on the mic with kind of basic information as the template and his own crazy ridiculous bias as the main kind of influence of how he twists the information to suit his narrative. And it's just like
clickbait title, and then boom, you have a YouTube video.
Man, I'm tired of fucking talking about Destin, man. Fuck that nigga. Like, honestly, dude, like, man, dude.
Dusty laundry, man.
Yeah,
Dusty laundry.
Yeah, dude, man. I swear to God. When I made, like I said, like I was talking to Thrash. Thrash actually invited me to his channel for the first time. We were talking about that. And then, you know, dude, he was saying some bullshit about, like, how I was talking about, what's it called? About journalists and shit, like, how they're getting free to pay. What the fuck is that in the background? You guys hear that? No?
No, what is it?
Oh, no. But, you know, my tweet had nothing to do with journalists and shit, but he fucking twisted it around. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I never said that shit. You know, and it is what it is, man. Journalists, man, dog, like, nowadays, like, you know, growing up as a kid, right? You know, we used to get those cool magazines, right? Like, going back to, like, nostalgia. You know, we used to get those magazines, read up on what was coming up and stuff like that. And, you know, you at the end of the page, I don't know if you guys remember, they had like those like little cheat codes and shit for like specific games and stuff like that, like an NES or whatever the fuck it was. Those journalists were cool. Nowadays, man, it's all fucking clickbait and it's trash, dog. Like, I can't listen to a journalist, honestly. And I'm starting to hate Metacritic the more that I get into it because some of this shit just doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn, nigga. Like,
it's turned into Eurovision, bro. A fucking Eurovision, I tell you. It's literally
Horizon Forbidden West. Like, damn near every review is saying Horizon Forbidden West is so much better than Zero Dawn, but they gave it a lower score. Like, I didn't get it. Like, that's why I barely even listen to reviews anymore. Because it's like they don't have my taste as like a gamer, but you know. I'm not expecting them to, but at the same time, it's just like if they're just gonna just like straight up just tell me bullshit and just lies, then what's the point of even reading them or watching them? It's like I don't care anymore.
Facts. I gotta go, guys, but
yeah,
stay awesome. Thanks for having me.
Hold on, Wooly.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna end the show. What happened?
No. I said okay.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna end the show because like, shit. Man, what the fuck. You know what? I just want to tell everybody, if you guys are interested in that one game, what is it? Trek to Tomi? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Trek to Tomi.
I've already bought it.
Yeah, if you got PlayStation Plus, I pre-ordered it too. It's on sale right now for $17.99. You get a $2 discount for like PS Plus. And yes, dude, actually I shouldn't have said that because I sound like a fucking advertisement for fucking PlayStation right now. But
exactly.
But,
PlayStation bad boy.
Yeah. I'm a fanboy, man. That's what it is. No, motherfuckers, I'm not a fanboy. Yeah, I'm a fucking fanboy. You know, that's the only thing I could do, man. I got a gaming PC and shit. Well, it's a laptop technically, but I try gaming on it and fuck that, dude. Every time I go fucking PlayStation, you know why? Because that's where the fucking games are at. But yeah, man. I know we don't really do outros over here, but if you want to do a fucking outro, go ahead. I don't give a shit.
I just want to say it's been awesome chilling with you guys. King Thrash, keep doing what you do, my bro. That video was freaking legendary, what you brought out. it was like the thing of legends. It should absolutely explode. It was freaking amazing.
Hey,
and
hey, Wooly, that's why I respect King Thrash, man, because that guy keeps it real, man. Just like you keep it real, and everybody else on my panel keeps it real. Somebody's a fucking fake. You're not on my show. You know what I'm saying?
Phenomenal podcast, dude. Great to hear Kahrama as well. Shout out to him. Lamar, stay awesome, dude. And cheers for having me. And I'll catch you all next time. Peace.
All right, for sure, man. What about you, Lamar? You want to give an outro?
The people who've seen your podcast already know where they can find me, and I'm still on those accounts. So yeah, I'm gonna head out.
Just tell them like, hey, this is Lamar the GOAT. I'm out.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Hey, Thrash, you don't do outros, so like I already get it.
Hell no. Just like the video, like the channel, subscribe to this channel here that you're watching right now. Fuck my channel. It's dog shit.
No, fuck that shit, man. Hey, report my channel, man. Fuck that shit. All right. All right, Thrash, man. I'll talk to you later, brother. Peace.
All right.